I've heard about or seen Old Town Bar and Grill before.
You probably have. It's been in Woody Allen's Bullets Over Broadway, Last Days of Disco, it was on Sex and the City, Mad About You. David Letterman's opening used to have this kind of winding, traversing camera through a bar, and that was inside at this bar.
That must have been it.
As the name, I think, implies, this is an old bar and grill. It actually dates back to 1892.
Wow.
And it's got all kinds of charm, in my opinion, and it's got cheap food and just a general warmth that I recommend, particularly in a neighborhood somewhat near Union Square, where sometimes places can be ridiculously expensive or crowded. This is slightly off the beaten path. The key thing about it is that it has been serving food for ages, and their burgers are really what they're legendary for. It's up there with Corner Bistro and maybe Finelli's in terms of being this kind of greasy, great burger. It's a $7 burger, maybe $7.50 if you get bacon or cheese or something. You could certainly go in there and just have a drink at the counter. They've got a 55-foot-long mahogany bar that's been there for over 100 years. They have a decent selection of beer on tap, in bottle, as well as wine and spirits. They have a dumb waiter, which is that mechanism that essentially brings food either up or down an elevator shaft. As far as I know, it's the oldest functioning conveyor of food in Manhattan at this point. And it's also fun to see your food arrive. You know, they kind of open up this little window almost, and there's your food, you know, as if someone, you know, from behind the wall was preparing it or something. It's open lunch and dinner, so you can get sandwiches, you can get salads, and burgers. Who's not going to want to get a great burger in an old town kind of bar and grill?
So in your opinion, are the burgers worthwhile?
I think that they are up there, yes. What makes, you know, this particular burger noteworthy was, you know, when you order a burger, you want it to have the right combination of bun, and you might want a little bit of char on the burger, I do at least, when you want it to be juicy. And in this case, they have all that, good fries as well.
Aside from burgers, what other types of entrees can you find there?
I think most people are going to be ordering hearty big sandwiches or salads. They have things like a big Cobb salad. They have sandwiches that are divided into hot and cold, so you might be able to get a turkey club or a roast beef sandwich, a tuna melt sandwich. The safest bet is certainly to stick with things that are fairly simple and straightforward. Why you wouldn't order the burger, the only reason might be is if you were there yesterday. If you're going to be eating at any of the tables, you do have to actually eat. You can't just drink. I've gone there many times just to drink with friends, and they're really strict about that policy, for better or worse.
So you said the bar was opened in 1892. There's got to be some history behind it.
As history supposedly has it, that this was a speakeasy and connected to Tammany Hall. Almost the entire physical structure of the whole bar and restaurant does date back to 1892. It has not been rebuilt substantially, so it has this very old vibe to it.
It's actually really amazing that a bar can last from 1892 until now and look the same too.
Yeah, not much changing. That's probably why it has stuck around. It hasn't tried to go upscale or do anything too different. Very straightforward, and the crowd, you know, is really mixed too.
James, thanks so much for all the info. There you have it. Visit Old Town Bar and Grill. Tune in, get out. Pick up your copy of Time Out New York magazine at Universal News.